How much money did you lose with meme coins?
I put 50K into Solana with lost it all.
How much you have now in meme coins?
Just a bit of figure.
Wow.
That night, we actually ran up that coin all the way to 3 million in less than 48 hours. Everything in crypto is hyperinflated, including, and since I followed that rule, it's changed my life.
This is Dan. He lost everything trading crypto, not only his money, but his confidence and his trust in the market. But here's the crazy part. 3 months later, he made more than 6 figures using a strategy completely different than 99% of the people. But instead of quitting, he turned things around with a system that anyone can use, even if you ever lost money. Welcome Dan on the Circle Jerk podcast. How much money did you lose with meme coins? The most you lost?
From when I got drained?
Yeah.
Well, when I first got drained, I lost $48,000.
How much you have now in meme coins?
Right now, I have just a bit over 6 figures.
Wow. And how did you make those, we can round it up, 50K in the first place that you lost all of that?
Well, so basically how it started was after I got drained, I gave you a call.
From first, before that. Let's roll back on how you first started to make money with meme coins.
So basically, it was April. I saw this thing called Pump Fun. It was actually in March. I saw this thing called Pump Fun. I went to my very first project. Before that was called BLBY. It was a very huge project, had a very huge community. I went in there, and that's how I first ever got started. I didn't do much in it. I never interacted. I just put some money in, and then I moved on. Then what really got me started was my first ever pump fund I got into was called Dwake, Dwake, and basically the dev was the first time I've ever seen a fully doxed dev on Pump Fun. He was fully doxed, and he was actually a producer for Lil Wayne. So he was on camera all night showing all his plaques and everything. And so I joined the call, and I was like, yo, should I put my last 16 soul in? And everyone in the chat, there was 200 people in the chat, they were going crazy. They were like, yeah. And I was like, all right, guys, let me do 16 push-ups, and let me think about it. So I did 16 push-ups, and then I just full blasted 16 soul. That night, we actually ran up that coin all the way to 3 million in less than 48 hours.
Wow. So how much you made from that?
Well, I'm gonna tell you the story. So my 16 soul became worth over 400, and basically
400 soul. What was the price of soul at the time?
Soul was this was in March, so soul was around 200. I think it was like 190, $200.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was around like 60 grand at the time, or 70 grand.
If you like listening to this podcast, you should not subscribe, but you should consider listening what's happening on chain, because all the transaction of the smart money, you can see what they're accumulating, what's preparing for listing, and what they're dumping on you when they tell everyone and by all the media to say what you should buy or not. This is exactly what Stockchain do. And Stockchain is sponsoring the show for that, to let you know in advance and to track the ways to find anyone's wallet. You can actually find Dan's wallet and know what he's buying and selling in real time, because remember, you will see what's happened next in the podcast when he talks about it. So head off to stockchain.com and start to get your trading a little bit smarter every day.
Well, basically we were so bullish on the coin that we put it all back into the community. We did like giveaways every week. What I would do is we made a whole thing. Monday was Muscle Monday, right? So we would go in, everyone would join VC, and we would all do push-ups together. Then Tuesday was Trust Tuesday. Everyone would go in, and we would help push other coins. Wednesday was Wade Wednesday. We would go on Twitter Spaces. Other coins would come, and we'd raid their posts for them. I made the system up. Thursday was Thursdays. That was just when we would go and we would beg people to come into the coin. And then we'd do like a system every single day of the week. Well, that coin lasted for around 2.5 months, and then basically the dev got arrested. When he went to jail for like 2 days, the whole thing died. Everyone gave up.
The dev went to jail for 2 days.
Yes, for DUI. He went to jail. Well, basically, after that, hype died out. The coin died. Me and my friend.
DUI, what is that?
so he was like drinking and driving, I guess.
Ah, okay. That's okay.
So my 16 soul became worth like
Drinking, driving under influence. Okay,
yeah,
okay.
my 16 soul became worth like two. So basically, I didn't make anything. I lost like 4 grand. Yeah, so that was my first time like getting an L, and then
So wait. Like that was your first big play as well on Pump Fund. Did you trade it before? Yeah, like you had a bit of Solana and you're like, okay, I'm
that
going
was
all
it.
in this coin.
So, well, because how I got started was I put 50K into Solana with the Doge, lost it all. It was before Pump Fund. I was just trading deck screener and I lost everything. I had 16 soul left, and this was my first ever Pump Fund. It was
Wait. So you had some Doge.
yeah, I put it into Solana and then I started
How much
trading.
you had then?
So I had 50K of Doge that I saved up from 2020, and then
So
put it
that
in
from
Solana.
2020, how much you bought of Doge?
So at one point, I bought it under a cent. At one point, I had over a million, but I sold at 5 cents. A lot, way
When you mean
way
you had over
before.
a million?
I bought under a cent, a million, but I
A million
sold,
Doge.
yeah, a million Doge. But then I
Can
sold
you
a
say
bunch
how
of it.
much? Like how much in dollars? Let's keep it in
I don't.
dollars.
So I started buying Doge in 2019, 2020, and then when Keemstar started posting about it under a cent, that's when I bought like 4 grand worth, and then I turned that
Okay.
4 grand into 50.
So your
So
4 grands went up into 50 and then probably
yeah,
even more during the top of the previous bull market.
yeah, it was more. I didn't sell it right. I sold it all at 5 cents when it went all the way to 70. So I didn't sell it perfectly because my friends
Yeah.
told me, oh, it's never gonna go higher than 5 cents. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna sell it. So I sold it early. But it was fine. It was still for me. It was life changing money. I kept it for years, just didn't
How
touch
much
it.
was it then?
So it started like 40ish, 30ish K. It went all the way to 50 over the 2 years because Doge went all the way back up to like 9, 10 cents. That's the way it doubled. So I just kept it. And then I was like, I really like this Solana thing. I think it's gonna take off. So I put all my money in Solana, lost everything. I had 16 SOL left. So that's when I started. That Dwake
How
project was
did
the
you
start
lose everything?
because I was trading without no bots, no nothing. My first ever bot was, I think, Bonkbot or Trojan, and I would just ape into all the coins that they listed, and a lot of them were just more than rugs. They were like honey pots. They just I was
Yeah.
just losing. And so the first time I got in a honey pot, I put in 2 grand. My 2 grand was worth 400. I told my friend, "Oh my gosh, I did it! I'm done." And then my friend was like, "Oh, dude, can you sell?" I was like, "Nah, bro, I can't sell." He was like, "Oh, bro, you've been honey potted." And I was like, "Bro, where's my honey then? I can't pull out." And he was like, "Nah, bro, that's it." I was like, "So what do I do? Who do I call?" He's like, "You can't call nobody. That's it. You've been robbed." I was like, "Wow." So that was my first time learning what a honey pot was. So that's why I learned about pump fun because pump fun you can't get honey potted. So I started learning. I was like, oh my gosh, this is awesome. So I went to Dwake. That was the first time. And then after I got rugged on Dwake, well, I didn't really get rugged. I round tripped it. It actually did have a big spike. I got into this other coin called Pixel Gill. So
Wait. So how many soul you have left at that point?
So I started with 16. I started with over 100. I got it all the way down to 16. Now at this point, I only had 8 soul left because of the Dwake. I round tripped it and I lost half
Yeah.
my money. So I had
Yeah.
8 soul. I did one quick pump fun trade. I got to 11 soul. Then I went into Pixel Gill. So I get into Pixel Gill because if you know about Gill, the guy that bought a bunch of GameStop stock, he's super popular. Well, he was popping off because he came back and the Pixel meta was popping off. So I saw this coin, Pixel Gill. I was like, oh my god, this is perfect. I got in with 1 soul. I was aping 1 soul, selling 2 soul. Aping 1 soul, and it was working. And then I checked this med bot and I clicked on his name and I accidentally copied a wallet address and I sent him, instead of buying the coin again, I sent him 1 soul instead. So I was in the VC and I told the people in the VC, I was like, oh man, I just sent a soul to the med bot. And the two devs of the Pixel Gill coin was like, don't worry, bro, we got you. And they sent me my money back and more. So I was like, oh my gosh, these are real devs. These are like legit guys. So I was like, fuck it. I put my whole port in. I put 10 Sol in, and I into the Pixel Guild thing. I slept on my bag. I woke up the next day. My bag was alive. I was good. Everything was chilling. I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. I went to go eat cereal. I got to like my fourth bite. The two devs come in the VC, and they're like, all right, guys, we tried. Everyone sell. And I'm eating. I was like, no, please. I was like, please. I'm just a college kid. Like, please, this is my last soul. And the two devs kept saying, Dan, did you sell? Did you sell? I was like, bro, I'm eating cereal, bro. I can't sell. And so basically, everyone sold. The coin went down 96%. From all the way. It was all the way at 140 or 180K, all the way down to like 6 or 7K. And then basically, my girlfriend told me to calm down, told me to take a shower. I got out the shower, and I was like, nah, bro, I'm not going out like this. So I went in the VC. I told every single person, I said, if you lost money on this coin, I'm going to run it back. So I gave the two devs gave me full ownership of the server, and I did what was called a CTO. It was my first ever. I've never had experience in any of this.
Community takeover. Yeah.
I did it. I never had experience. The whole community said they wanted me to lead the coin. So I took it over, and what I said, what I was going to do was, I'm going to do a push-up for every single buy. So I did a push-up for every single buy the first day. We ran it from 6K all the way back to 85. I told everyone, get your money, sell, do whatever you have to do to make your money back. Everyone sold. All the original people, they did good. And then the second day, I did the same thing. No, I told them I didn't touch my bag. So this is what I did. The second day, I did the same thing. It went all the way back to 7K again. You can check the chart. All the way back to 7K, I did the same thing. I did push-ups for 6 hours straight. Everyone, we ran it back up to 70K again from 7K. The original people, they made their money. And then I did it again the third day. Instead, I went on Kick. I made a kick.com. I posted on Twitter. A lot of people joined the Kick stream. I went to my gym at 12 in the morning, and I did a live stream. I called my gym owner. I asked for permission. They said I can. I did a live stream. I propped up my laptop, and I did push-ups every single 0.1 buy. We ran it all the way back to almost 90K again, all the way from 7K. It died every day. All the way from 7K, I just did push-ups until we ran it back. I did push-ups, I did deadlifts, I did bench for over 4 hours on live stream.
That's how you got big.
Up. Yeah, so we ran it back up, and then eventually, like all the original people, they told me thank you so much. I paid my rent, and so I left it there for almost a month. Then the community saw that we were still in it. A month later, they ran it all the way to I think 400K on their own, just because I was the dev and I didn't sell and everything. And yeah, and to this day, I'm still the owner of that Telegram. It's my first Telegram, and that's how I got started. And I was like, wow, I really like this. So what I did was, that was my first ever, I called it bonding array, like arraying a coin. That was my first ever one. So I started doing more. I would go into random communities, and I'd be like, hey, I'm going to do push-ups until your coin bonds. And I'd join their Telegram, and I do push-ups, clap push-ups, behind the back clap push-ups. And
behind back clap push-ups?
Yeah, let me show you.
I didn't ask for that. Wow.
So I would do behind the back clap push-ups and all that stuff, clap push-ups, and I do it for the community. And what we did is we started counting how many coins I was bonding. So I had a streak. I bonded over 42 coins in a row, no fails.
Wow.
So that means it came off pump fun, 42 in a row. And people were saying not even like the celebrities did that. So I got to my 43rd one, and people started farming. They started taking advantage of because I would announce when I was going to help a coin. They started taking advantage. And so what happened was the people that were taking advantage, they would know when I would do it, and they would snipe it. They would do all this stuff. So a bunch of people said, Dan, you should start a private group so you don't tell everyone, because I have over 400 people. Sorry, the behind the back always gets me out of breath. So basically, I started a private group, and I started doing that, and then we just bonded. Nowadays, I'm at like 95, but I don't really bond coins anymore. I like trading now. But yeah, that's how I started. So I ran up from $200, from $200 left, all the way back to 10 Sol. Got the 10 Sol because I left it all in that project. And so I had $200 that I had left. Because Pixel Guild, I left all my money in. I never sold. So I just had $200, ran that all the way to 48,000. So I told
48,000.
my
How did you run it up?
all the coins that I was bonding, I would take
Yeah.
profit along the way. And
Okay.
the cool thing is, I was fully doxxed. So my wallet at the time, I had 3 wallets, I think, or 4. I was fully doxxed on all of them, so people would know.
Wow. So you did work for your bag.
Yeah.
You worked for
So
your
what
bag.
I called it. Well, people it caught on pumping charge from my body. So I would pump the charge from my body. I would do push-ups, everything. And so
So you ran back up to 50K, which where you started.
yes, so I got exactly where I started. The day I broke even, I called. I was with my girlfriend. I said, "Babe, I did it. I finally broke even." Right? Well, the day before that, I launched my first coin, or my second coin, which was called RIPCN. And the reason why I made this coin was Cartoon Network had a rumor that it was going down. So I made a coin called RIPCN. We bonded it in 20 minutes. Less than 20 minutes, actually. I think we bonded it in the first 15. And what I would do is I would live stream Cartoon Network and the Telegram 24/7 to have people bring their childhood back together. And I live streamed for 4 days straight. And I even live streamed myself sleeping. My girlfriend got really mad at that. So basically, when everything was said and done, I was holding the floor on my coin, and then I was gonna keep that coin going forever. And what happened was, I went to bed. I broke even. I was at 48K. I told my girlfriend, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe I did it." I woke up the next day. Everyone's blowing my phone up. Yo, Dan sold. Yo, Dan sold this. Dan sold this. Because I was holding the floor on a bunch of my old coins. Because I always kept the
Oh
bag.
yeah, that's it. Dan wanted
Everything got
a
sold.
Porsche, and they wanted a new car and sold everything.
So basically, I go to my PC because I was like, I was gonna prove everyone wrong. I was like, bro, this is so funny. I didn't sell anything. And I see on my PC, the hacker was so nice. He left on my PC every single soul scan that just said 00000. He cleared out all my stuff. So he sold all my leftover Doge. He sold all my Solana. He went into my not MetaMask. I had another wallet. He tried logging into all my social media. So he took everything. So I had to clear my whole PC. I had to wipe everything. I had childhood memories. I didn't know what was safe, what wasn't. I had to wipe everything. And
So
so he
you
took
got
everything.
drained. You got drained like.
Completely drained. The
So
only
you at
Solana,
the moment you touch back 50K, you
the
wake
moment
up.
I broke even, it's like, you can't make this up. I made a post on r/Solana that week. It became the #1 post on that. It's actually still up.
On
It's called
what?
I lost r/Solana, the subreddit.
Reddit.
I made a post about what happened. It's still up. It became the #1 post that week. A lot of people were giving me advice on all that stuff. Well, I lost everything.
How did you
Took the money.
feel
I was, well, to
when
be
you
honest,
see that?
for me, 48 for a lot of people wasn't much for them, but for me, it was everything. I was in college and I was about to, finish college. I didn't know what to do with my life. That was my savings. I didn't have anything else. That was like everything. So I had nothing. I only had, and then someone told me about Soul Incinerator. So what I did is I went on all the compromised wallets, and I used Soul Incinerator, and I was able to get 2 Soul back because of all the coins I was in. So I got
But
2
like,
Soul. And I
like, what did you feel? Where do you feel then? You think like, all right, you lost it all again.
So this is the funny thing. So first I of course cried, and then I was devastated, and then I told myself, I woke up that day and I was like, what am I gonna do? The past is the past. I need to grind. I can make it all back. I got the knowledge, whatever. And so gave myself 1 day off. You can ask everyone that knows me. I took 1 day off, and I went right back to the grind, and I started just using my knowledge to make bots. So I started making bots for people. I started just using all my developer knowledge, and then I started building programs because I was like, I've been manually trading for so long that I was like, why? Why am I manually looking when I can get an edge in different ways? So I started making scanners. I started making bots, and I started using my brain to try to get ahead of the curve because I realized, like, I love pumping up these coins with my body, but people were taking advantage of it. So I was like, I want to trade, At least when I'm clicking the button and stuff, it's not as detrimental. So I started learning about how to trade, and I got introduced to this bot called BullX, which got me first started. Bullets changed my life. When I first started trading, that was GG. It turned me into like not being able to control my buys and sells to like really feeling like I had like a chance.
And then
So
how did you? Because like your PC was basically compromised, and they got a hack into it. How did you clean it up? Like how did you find a way to get
so
yourself back up?
basically, when I first got hacked, I called you. I called you on Twitter, and then I got into you. You let me into investors boardroom. When I was in there, one of the people in there named Jake, he called me for like 6 hours and walked me through how to completely, clean my computer and make sure it was safe. And then
I
ever
didn't
since
remember that
then,
you called me, man.
huh?
I didn't
Yeah,
remember that you called me.
yeah. As soon as I was hacked, that was the first thing I did. I texted you and then we talked on Twitter. That's how we met.
Ah, I thought you were
Yeah.
already in the boardroom at that time.
No, not yet. I joined right
Ah,
after that.
wow, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
so
let me in the boardroom. You said you would give me like some months to try it out, and then
don't say that, man. I'm gonna have 50,000 messages now.
well, basically, what happened was when I first told you I got hacked, you said, this is what you said, and I quote, you said, we're going to make way more than that. That's what you said. So you told me not to worry that we were going to make way more.
And then
So
how much you have now? How much you have now?
more than double. I mean, that's like, it's crazy thing. It's been less than 4 months. This is the fourth month and a half. And it's crazy, like how life is. Like you look at that, for me, 5 months ago, 4 months ago, that was everything. Now I think about that, I'm like, man, that could be like in a coin. Like I could put that
Yeah,
in a coin. Like,
yeah.
and it's
Literally, like
crazy.
some trades
'Cause,
we had live together, like they were like literally this size.
yeah, like the mindset shift was crazy. Like when we were live streaming, like the fact that we could show people like you can turn $20 to 20 grand in literally 1 week. We did it exactly on my birthday and everything. Like that's why like I always tell people this market, possibilities are endless. Like take advantage now because we don't know what's gonna happen, but it's super super crazy. And so basically, I talked to Jake, got my computer cleaned up, and once my PC was cleaned up and everything, I started hopping back in the game, and I started basically doing in my Telegram and in the investors board when I would post coins that I was able to find, and that's how we started building up a portfolio. And so what I would do is when I trade, I don't like to go off luck. A lot of people, they hope a coin will go up and stuff like that. I like to look at law of averages. I'm not scared to take a 50 to 80%. I'm not scared to take the 2x, 3x. A lot of people, right? They hold these coins, they get the 30x, 40x, and then they never sell. And then
Yeah, I
and the
mean,
coin goes back
we all
down.
start there, I think, like in a way, like you've been doing that, for example, with Drake or some coin like that. I think
Yeah.
we all been guilty of that. And then I saw myself when you say like aping into some, like I remember when I first got my bots, I would as well ape blindlessly, but I didn't do it for 100 soul. I was like, I just lost 2 soul, and then I was like, okay,
I
gonna
I
grind up.
I was still in college at this point. I'd be in between classes. When I was walking to class, I would go into a random coin. It'd be like a donkey moose, and I'd be like, oh my gosh, two animals together, it's gonna go to 1 million. And then yeah, it would just go to zero. It would go to zero. My professor would be like, yo, why are you so angry? I'm like, bro, you don't know. Like, I just lost your week in 1 second. Like, it just sucked. So I was like, there has to be a new way. So
Yeah,
after I
so
cleaned up my PC,
you basically use your hardship and then turn it into something else. But in a
yeah,
way, I feel like there's a bit of delusion in this market where people think they're gonna come in and start to make money right away by themselves. It's the
yeah,
same way as if I was like, all right, I'm gonna open a Shopify store and without the knowledge of anyone else and just by myself, I'm just gonna make money, which is impossible. Like you would not like start a business without anyone's knowledge and then make money right away.
and the thing is, right? What I always tell people is it's so much better to do this with people like especially when you're trading anything in life. Doing it by yourself, you're gonna only go so far. You can only do so much by yourself, and you only have so many hands, so many eyes. When you're trading like this, you literally have to know the news. You have to know what are current events. You need to be able to check the devs holdings. You need to be able to check the token balance, check everything. Doing that all at once, you're not going to make it that far. That's why it's so awesome to have groups of people to be able to interact with, get the knowledge with, trade, do everything live. And so what I've always been a big advocate for is don't do it by yourself, and don't do it when you're tired either. That is when you lose the most money. That is, if you are trading when you're tired, you will lose. I promise you will lose. No one makes good decisions tired.
That's something I resonate with, because in a lot of the things, in a lot of the ways to make money, you kind of like, you have to gatekeep, so only you make money and the people you say it about it. But it's really different with investment and coins, because if for example, let's say in real estate, I know there's going to be a new building there, a new mall, so there's a lot of scarcity. If I say to everyone, oh, it's going to be something built there, so if everyone buy a piece of land before I do, I'm fucked. But for Memecoin, the more people come in, the better it is for everyone who is in the coin. So there is a non-competitive thing about going in. And that's why you should always do it in group. Because it's the same as where a lot of people love to use the gold rush. The gold rush, well, if I knew there's gold there, I can tell few of my mates can go and let dig gold together. But here in Memecoin say like that, this one like is gonna pop, then everyone can go in, because that's beneficial. Like there's not an exclusivity of the number of people that can get in. And that's a mindset people need to change. And then really, as you say, like, I mean, there's so many things you can do. And then usually you're going to be good at one thing. You're going to be really good at one thing, and then medium to bad at some other. Like, for example, I know I'm better at on-chain stuff. And then I would go with people who are like 20 years old or 21, 22, whatever age, much younger than me, to understand what is the meta on like TikTok, on all those things. Because of course I don't know, like there's tons of stuff I don't know. Like I'm not born in the US either, so I don't have that culture from everything. So it's like so many things you can miss out. And same like the social media, some will be better. So it's like all those elements, if you basically, it's like MMORPG, right? If you go into your team and then everyone has a skill that is better at one thing, then you have way better chance of winning.
Yeah, and that's another thing. Like basically, hindsight's 2020, right? And the thing is, the beauty of this space is because you can interact with people older than you, people that's been in longer, or people that haven't been in but are good at different places. Their hindsight is different than your hindsight, and when you collaborate together, you can get all the pieces that you're missing. For example, someone can know about the history of a cryptocurrency that's like, for example, if it's not just Solana, if it's not the Doge, then one can be like, yo, I've been looking into SUI, SUI, and I think it's going to pop because of this, and this. It has the same patterns as this, and the thing is, you wouldn't have known that stuff if you weren't there. But because of this space where you can have people from all over the world, all engaged in one thing, you can learn on the fly. And I always tell people you should always humble yourself every single day. Don't act like you know everything, because there's so much to learn, and that's how you make it in this world. Is you constantly humble yourself and surround yourself with people who can teach you new things. And so that's what I believe this is all about.
And what did it change in your life to run it up to 6 figures now?
So the main thing that I started changing was how I think about money and finances. Because what I used to do
How
is,
old are you?
right now I just turned 24.
Okay.
I just turned 24, I finished college. I was in the master's program, and I actually dropped out of the master's program to pursue this full time. And honestly, I don't regret it. I mean, it's been a blast.
How long you been dropped out for?
Well, I dropped out Yeah, almost 2 months now.
Almost 3 months. What was your master in?
Computer science.
Oh wow. AI
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, AI, machine learning, and cybersecurity. And
And
uh,
then you dropped out to be in meme coins full time.
yes, it was kind of interesting to explain that to my parents. Uh,
Dad, this coin is fart coin, dude. What do I need to explain? It's
oh,
solid.
well, now they want to get in. My dad was literally asking me how he can buy Fortcoin. But
When?
yeah,
When
my
was
dad,
that?
but when it was first coming out, he was asking me, like, he was like, yo, how do I buy this Fortcoin thing? And so I just bought it for him and sent him some. Actually, I think his Fortcoin thing is over 5 grand, 5 grand now. I gotta check his investment. But yeah, he started trying to learn how to do it. Not he's not trenching like us, but he wanted to buy Fortcoin. That was the only one he heard about. But yeah, I started really thinking about it differently. So the way I think about it is everything in crypto is hyperinflated, including egos and price management. So what I mean by that is people in stocks wait years to get a 50%, 30% return. In crypto, you can do that in a day. You can do that in minutes. And so I started realizing, like, wow, people here are really desensitized. I'm not going to be like that. So when I get into like a coin or whatever, if it's all hype, I'm not going to be scared to take my 50, 60%. And I do that continuously. And I make my own, everyone else, they pray for 100x on the week or the month. I make my own 100x's because I don't have like a big coin to tell you, oh my gosh, this one coin changed my life. I don't have that. A lot of people have those stories. I don't. My story is I take bits and pieces where I can, but I do it in a way that my I keep my win rate higher than when I lose. So when I wake up every single day, I don't have many days where I'm in a loss. It's because I follow the hype, I follow the volume. If I feel like, and I also trust my gut a lot. If I feel like a coin's not going to make it, I sell. Also, when I make a significant profit on a coin, so if I put in and I make more than 50%, 60% return, I usually do not re-enter. That is my like one of my main rules. Unless I'm trading into volume. But if I make a profit, for example, if I got into a coin at 1 million, it goes to 4 million in less than like 10 seconds or something, like it's one of those hype ones, I don't re-enter. And since I followed that rule, it's changed my life. I've literally had less big losses than ever. I mean, if I went through all my history of all the wallets, I probably have lost at most on a coin 39 SOL. And that was on live stream. That was on live stream.
I can still feel the pain in the words.
Yeah, that one hurt. But that's the most. That's the most I could say I lost on a coin was 39. Besides, from when I started trading seriously and only trading, the most I've lost in one coin was 39. And it was on a random thing. And I don't even remember. I had to find which one it was because,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
it
I
was
think it's
super dumb.
interesting what you share here because you say people desensitized and then hyperinflated, and then also most people they would get their information from Twitter, and then on Twitter when you look on X like whatever, like the pin and card shares are like always 10x, 1x, like because for social media how they work their algorithm, the bigger the emotion that makes you feel, the more they make money. So that's
Yeah,
how it's run. Anything around attention is about how can I make you feel a bigger, a more intense emotion. And then, which means that you have a biased vision where you're going to see only the tiny 0.0001% that actually make those amounts. And then we know, me and you, that most of them are fake. Like, for example, I faked tons of PNL cards just to show to people. And like maybe one person called me out. And then there was a small profile, so no one saw. And I was like, that works. That works. You can literally
yeah,
build that. And then, so, I mean, we have tools like now, like with Stockchain, where you can verify a PNL card and like verify if there's a video wallet behind it. But what I want to say is that your way is probably better to trade than most people because you're like, yeah, yeah, it's 50% profit on the coin. Yeah, it's boring for you. You wanted a 10x or 20x. But I fucking care. I'm in the green. and I'm climbing up. I'm climbing up because
Yeah.
at the end of the day, now if you have six figures in Solana, if Solana double in price, then boom, like you have a high six figures, and it's just, and it's without doing any more work. It's like the market's gonna do it itself. So it's like, I think that's an interesting take here.
Yeah, it's different than a lot of people. I mean, I'm sure when this comes out, a lot of people might not agree, and that's fine. It's what works for me. I don't force trading strategies on everyone. I do help them. I do show them how I do it, but I never give people exact selling points because I don't think you should. Because, for example, if I was in a coin with you and I tell you to sell when I sell, what are we doing to the coin? You're not helping support the chart. I like to sell into volume. And the
I
reason I
know.
always say that, yeah, yeah. Hey, no, because I always say the same thing, and I'm very honest when I say it. I like to sell into volume. So, for example, if I'm in a coin with you, and I see the coin go from 100K to 300K, yo, at least my initials are out. Like my initials are at least out. Like you will see if you track me, there's already three reds probably there. And the reason I do that is because I'm not gonna lie, a lot of these don't last, and I'm a very realistic person, and I like to wake up every day knowing, okay, yesterday I'm green, and yes, you will have red days. That's inevitable. That's fine. But if I can prevent that as much as possible by following a strict set of rules, and if I lose, I move on too.
I have
A lot of
like,
things that people do, they lose and they stay on that loss. The thing is, right, when you think too hard about that loss, you could be missing the opportunities of all the other ones. For example, if you were thinking about a loss on the day that Trump came out and you're so sad about your loss, and then you missed the Trump coin because you're stressed about your loss, like imagine how you would feel. So for me, if you lose, okay, what can you do about it besides just move on? I mean, you need to learn the lesson, learn why you lost, and move on. It's that
mm,
simple. And when you can do that and you can keep up with the market, there's so much opportunity. I mean, I say 50%, but 50% on 10 coins, that's a 5x. I mean,
yeah.
and that's just an average. You know, sometimes I try to take 50%, I accidentally make 2x. So like, it
Mm.
just depends. And the good thing is this is mostly automated. I have selling profiles that I use to take profit. So I think the least human, the less I can manually click the sell button, and the more I can programmatically do this, then it's easier for me because I like to touch grass. I want to touch grass. I like to lift weights. I want to lift
Yeah, you
weights.
don't touch grass, man. Like,
Well,
you just go
I
to the gym.
lately I haven't as much, but I want to again. So you see how
How do you
pale?
touch
Like I'm
grass?
so pale now,
How
huh?
do you touch grass?
I do handstands.
No, I mean, what do you do outdoor? What do you do outdoor?
Oh, I mean, it just depends. I used to love running. I want to do that again, and I want to go sightseeing. I want to explore the world. I haven't been many places, so I want to travel. I want to do a bunch of things, and I think stressing about a chart all day is not the way I want to live my life.
So how are you gonna change that? Because now you're in an industry where everyone is just on the chart, and then you're in an industry where the cycle is short. Like, I mean, they talk about meme coin super cycle. Let's see if we have it. So how you?
So
Because
the
like,
pivot,
yeah,
the pivot for that will be, can I share my screen?
yes.
So basically, the pivot for that will be building. And when I say building, I mean, this is my first ever product, my first ever site. It's called stock.fun. This is just a cast version that's up right now because I'm releasing a really big update today. But basically, I built this site, stock.fun, to make people's lives in this industry a lot shorter. So what you can do is you can see all the coins that are either the top of the site pump fund, either just got paid DEX, and what DEX is just when you pay to list your coin on dexscreener.com, which is the biggest site to show if a coin is legit or not. I mean, if a coin's not on DEX Screener, it's probably not a real coin. So when you see the notification that Dex was paid, that's usually a sign that they at least tried to show you that it's or want to be a real coin. And so we have live notifications here. I have the boosted tab, which shows you exactly when people pay to get their coin even higher on the trending section of the Dex screener. And then we have our own trending section as well, which is just a bunch of databases that show what is popping off right now. And you can organize it by 1 minute, of 5 minutes, all that stuff. And then if you want to see what influencers are going into, you can go into the smart pump section and you can basically organize it by how many people you want to see in the coin. And we're tracking over 100 different people all at once. So 100 of the best traders. It's going to be 50 of the best traders because 100 is too saturated. So it's going to be 50 of the best traders plus all of Twitter. And you can organize it if you just want the best traders in or if you want just Twitter. And this is really cool because now what this will do is you don't have to go into the Discords. You don't have to search Telegram. You don't have to be glued to the chart all day. You can simply be all in one place on the site. You go over here and then you can just swap. And you can change how much you want to swap and everything. And if you want to do a more traditional swap, you can simply, so let's say I found a coin from here. I copy the CA. I go here and I can simply search it and then you'll be able to buy it. So all this will be coming out. This is just the prototype, but all this is coming out tonight. And this is just one of the products that I built, and there's going to be much, much more. And it's super, super easy to link your wallets and everything. I'll even link these wallets for you guys. You can see it doesn't have much money in it, but basically you go to the site and you can link different things. If you want to log in with Gmail, if you want to even if you don't have a wallet, you can still trade on this site. By the way, you don't need to have a Phantom wallet. You log in with your Google, and it will make you a wallet that you can send money to, or you can log in with Twitter. You can send money to that wallet, and we're gonna support Apple Pay and Google Pay, so you never even have to have a Solana wallet to trade on the site. If you're a normie and you don't have a wallet, you can use your phone with Apple Pay, and you can trade on the site and still make money off the meme coins. And you'll be able, and this will be your wallet. This is all locally stored, so nothing on the database for me. This is all your wallet.
That's amazing. I mean,
so that's my first ever product.
This comes out the Handsome Incubator, so that's a cool stuff. I mean, that's product that can change the way people trade completely.
Yeah, I think that
now, the number of trackers and monitors I need to have, which are on Discord, on Telegram, and then I need to check on another thing to see if this is reuse or this is that. It's just it became a game of using tools who are not made for tracking to try to track, and then it doesn't make sense. So to me, this feels like people been using Nokia, like the old Nokia, where you could have few apps. Everyone had that, and then this is the switch to the iPhone. What is it now? It's actually made for that.
Right now, everyone's forcing themselves to use tools that I believe are not as optimal. For example, you have a Discord tracker. Let's say it's the best Discord tracker in the world.
It's not bad.
You can't see more than one tab at a time. You can have every single thing tracked without a special extension. You have to click on each tab just to see what's going on.
Yeah.
It's the same thing for so many other things. So for me, I was thinking, why not have it all in one place so people can get all the information they want to need and then just ape in.
Yeah.
And now
I mean, this is textbook, the presentation of Steve Jobs of the iPhone, where he say people could not develop apps properly because everyone had different keyboard and then the buttons are here, and then you're forced to operate with the thing because the message on Discord is this format, and then that's how you can do it, and then that's it. A Telegram message is that format, and then I think that's interesting. I like that you take the top traders on this. That's definitely a thing. So if meme coin goes away though, if meme coins are gone, are you gonna work on something? Like, what are you gonna do first with your 6 figs? Like, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna buy a rollie? Are you gonna do?
So right now the plan is financial preservation. So I live very
Oh man, I'm
minimalistic.
leaving the chat. I'm sorry.
I live very minimal right now, so my expenses are very far away from what I've saved up so far. And so I'm basically going to keep building. No matter whether it's for crypto, no matter whether it's for everything else, I'm just going to keep building because I truly believe in this day and age, you can build anything you want. And if there's a need, I'm gonna find it, and I'm gonna just keep
Hmm.
building new tools and everything that I can. I feel like there's never truly gonna be an end to how much you can accomplish, especially with the crypto world. Like, yes, the meme cycle may go away. That's fine. Crypto itself, I don't think will be going away. And there's so much. I mean, the fact that we can send transactions instantly for less than a fraction of a penny, that's such a big thing that I don't see that going away. And
Hmm.
so basically, I'm just gonna keep on grinding, keep on building, and I don't have a very set plan because I like to live more flexibly. And I feel like if I write everything down, I'm limiting myself to the possibilities of what could be. And I don't like to
Hmm.
live within limitations.
And what do you
Your
think
camera, your camera
about
just went
AI
off.
and crypto then? Like, if like, how do you think AI will impact crypto? Pretty much.
I think I think AI will impact every single aspect of everything. Also, your camera just went off. But I think AI will impact everything, and not just in a, people are scared right now. They think that a lot of jobs are going to be taken away, and that's true. A lot of jobs will be taken away, and honestly, a lot of jobs should be taken away. There's so much labor that we have on right now that's so unnecessary, and just like when the
Like web
computer was made.
developers.
Yeah,
Web developers.
yeah. Yeah. Like just like when the computer was made, people were scared of the internet. People thought the internet was going to ruin the world, and it wasn't
And
that
it
long
did.
ago.
And it did.
Yeah. I mean, I think that I don't think AGI will be found in crypto first like a lot of people do. Honestly, there's just so much money and so much
Define
influence.
AGI for people who don't know, please. What do you mean by AGI?
Artificial general intelligence. Basically, the closest thing you can have to consciousness in something other than ourselves. So basically, people think that the ELIZA OS project or projects among those are going to achieve AGI. I think we're too far from it. I don't think we're close to AGI yet. There's so many more factors. I used to fine tune models. I still want to back when I have time, but I don't think we're there yet. I
What
think
is
AGI.
fine tuning model? What is that?
So basically, you take factors of models like, let's say you have a version of Llama 3.2 or 3.3, and you can basically
AI
fine tune
models.
it. Yeah, you can fine tune it with certain parameters. So if I want it to, be better at coding, well, you can give it databases of coding databases that I didn't previously have before. You can give it projects. You can make it act more like you. You can turn it more uncensored. And to fine tune these models, you have to rent out very powerful GPUs to keep on rebuilding. And there's a lot that goes into it. It's a whole field. I mean, there's literally people who dedicate their whole lives to doing this.
Mm.
I used to do it as a hobby and not as a big scale of these guys, but I would make my own little agents to get things done, make tests or grade exams because the school used to pay me to grade papers. I just used a model to just grade all the papers.
Who paid you?
My college used to pay me to grade papers, but I never looked at a single one of them. I just used an agent to do it all for me. Yeah.
So how much did you get paid for this?
Oh, it wasn't much. It was like 500 a week or something. 500 every 2 weeks or something. I don't know. But if they ever see this, yeah, I didn't look at any of those papers. Um,
That's
yeah, no,
amazing.
I never graded it. Like they wanted me to grade these coding assignments. Like I never looked at any of the code. I never
But
like
man,
it was.
you can sell this to schools already.
Yeah,
That's already a product right here.
that is true.
Because if
Yeah.
they were paying you 500 a week, they say, okay, it costs 2,000. Say, all right, guys, I got something for you. and
Yeah.
it's gonna cost you just 400 or 500 a month.
And that's what I'm saying. There's
All right, pick up the phone, Dan. It's
opportunity.
time to do cold calls with all the college in America. Why they ask you to grade the papers though?
It was a part of my master's program actually. They hire you on to be like a TA, and you
What is
grade
a
just the lower
TA?
teacher's assistants.
Okay,
So you grade the lower classmen's papers and stuff. So
got it.
yeah, basically I gave it a reference of all the good students because I did find what students were always doing good, and I just gave it a reference of all the good students, and I was like, now with this data, anything that's not like this student, you make a grading scale based off that, and the model would just keep asking itself questions until it gave grades, and then I just put the grades in an Excel sheet, and then I'd post them.
That's fucking amazing, man. Like
Yeah.
you know what? Like now, I want us to see how we can do this with meme coins because there are few data that we can look at, and then I think we can have an AI that will give a percentage of success,
Oh,
chances of success.
yeah. There's so much cool things that we're gonna be doing. I'm gonna be incorporating AI into almost all the tools that you have. Um, now
Ah
that we
man,
have the base, there's gonna be like so many cool features coming. I'm talking about like market analytics, it's just everything. And that's the thing. I truly believe that AI it should be used as a tool. And if you're not using it right now, you should. Everyone should be using AI because it speeds up everything and it's such a
yeah, but I
good
think everyone watching
helper.
this is using it honestly.
Yeah, I hope they are because it saves so much time. I mean,
Yeah,
it's like those people that still use Vim to do coding and stuff. I feel it's so irrelevant. It's not like you can get so much more done if you just embraced it. Because the people who know their stuff will utilize the AI better than you will, and their workload will be much faster. It doesn't have to be a crutch. It's like when those schools banned calculators, even though every single day we're walking around with the most powerful calculator you can have. But like it's our system right now is just wrong. It's
mm,
too slow. They're behind. You should be embracing the new technology, teaching kids how to use it instead of having them find out on their own. Because people are going to use AI. People are going to cheat on tests. People are going to do everything. So obviously, I think the system needs to change. And I'm going to be part of that change. I'm going to
that's
be making
beautiful.
cool enough stuff.
Yeah, we're gonna have to ramp things up in the incubator for if we got that cracked up dev that are underdogs that want to join, find your way to join in because we have some great stuff coming in.
Your camera's off. Your camera turned off.
Yeah, that's fuck with it again. That was amazing, truly inspiring. Thank you for sharing your stories and your heartcomings. I wish you the best for the rest. And anyways,
Yeah,
as soon
you need
as
to
we
do
hang
some.
up, we're gonna be chatting on the Discord. But like, I'm really looking forward for what you do, and then thank you for what you bring to the space so far.
I'm gonna keep trying, keep grinding, and I'm gonna bring the fun back in this space. Too many people they take it so seriously. I think people need to lighten up and have some fun. And speaking of fun, I need you to do some push-ups.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think you're gonna see it from here, because my camera doesn't show the bottom.
Oh, do yeah. Let's do some push-ups.
It doesn't show when I'm down. I can do clapping push up,
Yeah.
but if I clap my back, man, I'm gonna
This
explode
is
my
this is what
face.
I do. I do clapping push-ups and I do fuck you push-ups.
Man, you don't look like a crypto guy. Is crazy. Like you don't look like a crypto guy. Is crazy.
Hey, I mean, you caught me in the bulk. Just wait till I cut too.
All right, thank you then.